If you pick the wrong platform to start selling your digital products on, you're going to be losing money even before you've started. And I don't want that for you. Hi, I'm Tejal, and I've made over 1 crore selling my own digital products in the last 5 years. And I have researched all the major platforms for you, including Etsy and Pinterest. So, in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down which are the absolute worst platforms to start selling your digital products on, the 3 best platforms to do so, and in the end, I'm going to share a multi platform strategy I personally use and follow and suggest to sell digital products in case you're thinking about adding multiple platforms. That's what I recommend you do. So let's get started. Fab. So we're going to be starting with the 4 parameters on which I have tested all of these platforms for you so that you know which to follow and which not to based on your independent cases and businesses. Fab, let's go. The first parameter here is effort. That is how much content does a particular platform need from you and what is the amount of effort that you need to have to record each piece of content on that platform. That's the first one. The second one is results, which is basically how quick are the results that you get on this particular platform, how soon can you basically start seeing the traction on this platform. Honestly, this is one of the very important parameters because we want to test ideas fast. So in case some platform gives us delayed results and we are not able to test new ideas and act on them, it will slow down our business, specifically since we're choosing our first platform here. The third is basically buyer intent, which again is important because we want to be discovering, are people actually intentional about buying on this platform? If they are finding you, do they have the intention of buying already or are they just scrolling? So we're going to be analyzing that. And finally, strategy. Basically, does this platform help build a long-term business for you, or it's just transactional that someone finds you, buys from you and goes away on their own way? So on basis of all of these 4 parameters, we're going to be analyzing each one of these platforms and I'm going to be ranking them and sharing my personal hot take on each one of them. The first one from the bottom on my list here is the most talked about but the weakest among all of the platforms that I am analyzing today, which is Etsy. Let's analyze each parameter for it. So effort on Etsy is actually pretty low because you just need to create a listing one time and you don't need to be creating content all the time for it. The results that you see on this platform are not that fast. So there again, speed is slow. I mean to be saying the speed here is slower. Then the buyer intent here is pretty high because if someone is coming and searching for a particular solution on Etsy, they're not there for scrolling. They want to buy. So the buyer intent is pretty high here. And then if I'm talking about strategy and long-term business, it is pretty low because people end up remembering Etsy as a brand and not you, because the nature of this particular interaction with your business is very transactional when it comes to Etsy. So in my opinion, it's not that people are not getting results on this platform. They do get it, but they need multiple products. Like 100 people have their Etsy shops with hundreds of products so that some or the other product ends up selling, which is not the case if we are using other platforms. So in my opinion, in case you're going for a marketplace, Etsy is a marketplace, but it does not help build a long-term business or personal brand for you. People don't recognize you, people don't buy from you because of you, they buy from you just because they searched for a solution. Etsy gave them multiple options, by the way, which is another con in my opinion, because it is having a lot of competition right there. When people are searching for some specific templates, they get hundreds of options to choose from, one of them being your product. So I feel the competition is significantly higher and people don't remember you and don't buy from you for you. That's why it's not my first choice when it comes to building a long-term successful business and personal brand. It's as good as selling bags on a street. It's very, very transactional. So moving on, the second platform here that I'm going to be discussing, which is the second from the bottom here, number 4 on the list is YouTube, which again I feel is amazing for building authority and trust. Let's analyze based on each of them. So effort here is very high. I would not even say high, but the effort is pretty high. Scripting, research, editing, and recording a video and doing all the shebang after that takes a lot of work. The second is results are slow. So again, pretty slow. It takes longer, approximately 1 to 2 years, for you to start seeing considerable, decent, good results for you to monetize your channel if you've been consistent with it on YouTube. The buyer intent is pretty high, which means that people are actually searching for some specific solutions when they come across your content, and hence, if you have a helpful resource, people are more likely to buy it. So the quality of audience is really good on YouTube. And if I have to discuss from the perspective of long term strategy, again, it's pretty high. YouTube helps you build a very long term, highly trusted audience. So it's good for the long term. So, in my verdict, YouTube is slow, but it's definitely one of the strongest platforms for building authority and trust and selling products that require that level of trust. So, it's amazing for high ticket sales as well. It's just that it is a slower platform. You need to be mentally prepared for doing that. In case you want to choose YouTube as your first platform, I would suggest you do that only if you have like a source of income and you can delay the money that you earn from YouTube either via ads, that's AdSense, or by selling your own products, coaching programs, or lead generation on this platform. If you can delay that, then choose this as your main platform. Else, since the results are pretty slow, I would say you can choose it as your second platform, but not your main or your primary platform. Okay, the third one on the list next is Pinterest, which is again best for evergreen traffic. So let's go by our rankings. The first is effort. I would say it is medium effort. I would not say it is high effort because it does take you to create aesthetic pins and optimize these pins for search because it's a search friendly platform. It's again a search based platform. So we need to keep that in mind. So effort is high, not as high as YouTube, but I would say medium. Medium is a good number to have. Then, when it comes to results, again, it is slower. YouTube might take 1 to 2 years, but this can get you there in 10 to 12 months. Again, not super fast. If you have the bandwidth to see results or monetization from it a year later, you can choose to go ahead with it. The buyer intent is again high on this platform because people are actually coming and searching for specific solutions when they see and find your pins, which are then linked to your products. So that is that. I have seen that Pinterest works really well with creative products or aesthetic products or visual products. So checklists, templates, printables, planners, all of that stuff, the design based products are really sell well on Pinterest because of the visual element that is attached to it. So in case you're selling something like that, you can definitely choose to go ahead with it. As far as strategy, again, this one builds a long term business and brand. So it's not a short term traffic platform. You cannot generate traffic fast, get the transaction, and be done with it. It is a long term traffic platform. So you have to keep that in mind. So, again, like I said, Pinterest is a long term traffic platform. So it may not give you instant results, instant sales, but it can keep sending people to your products over time. So it's great for evergreen traffic, good for building slowly if you're okay with that. So I recommend, again, it's a good platform but not the best for starting. So if this is your first platform, don't choose Pinterest. Cool. So the next platform here is Facebook or Instagram. I have added both of them together here since they are sister platforms. They work in pretty much the same fashion, and this is on my second number from the top in the list. Let's rank it based on all our parameters. It is definitely lower effort than YouTube because you can create short form content which is faster and easier to create as compared to the whole scripting, recording, and all of that stuff. So I would rank it lower in efforts. When it comes to results, I would say it is pretty fast. You can start seeing results in as low as 2 to 3 months. Of course, if you have this in mind that I start posting today, tomorrow I should get my first sale, it doesn't really work like that. But 2 to 3 months is a good time to start seeing decent results from your Instagram or your Facebook, even if you're starting from scratch. The only difference in these platforms is who you're targeting, so your demographics. If the audience that you're targeting is like bigger in age, 35, 40 plus, then you can go in for Facebook. If they are younger and more active on Instagram, so it again depends on the country in the regions as well that you're targeting, then you can target Instagram. A lot of people actually repurpose the same content on both the platforms as well, and it works well for them, so you can test out that strategy as well. I did this testing myself. It didn't really work as well for me. Instagram is my main hero platform, has always been. Facebook I repurpose content on, and the repurposing didn't take off for me. So my analysis was that if I need to work on Facebook, I need to have an independent strategy there. But for a lot of people, it works amazingly well. So you can definitely go and try it for yourself. The buyer intent is the next parameter, which I feel is lower since it's a scroll based platform. People do search on Instagram, Facebook as well, but not as much as they would do on YouTube or Pinterest. So mostly people find or discover you from scrolling. So they are not essentially there to buy yet. They are just scrolling, discovering you. Maybe they find something they like, maybe they just hit the follow button for now and go on their merry way. So eventually they need to be warmed up to buy from you if they're the right fit for you. So in that case, the buyer intent is low. And strategy, again, it helps you build a long-term personal brand and hence business. So it is insane when it comes to strategy. It is a good fit in my opinion. I've seen it's, having worked with a lot of niches, in my opinion, it's great for coaches, educators, freelancers, beginners, digital product sellers, even physical product sellers. So you can consider based on where you are, who your audience is, and you can tap into this. So my verdict would be that for most Indian beginners, Instagram or Facebook are the best practical starting point. You can build visibility, trust, as well as sales without wasting a year of your time. You can start seeing results pretty fast. You can start testing ideas fast as you have a really quicker feedback as compared to other platforms. So I love it personally, and Instagram is my first and my main platform. Now I've started expanding to other platforms and I'm using YouTube as well and I'm enjoying creating it. But that is something I still continue to do every single day. So that is what I recommend when it comes to starting out. And now moving on to the number one on my list, which is TikTok. The best part about TikTok is that it is actually optimized. TikTok team has worked really hard in optimizing it for businesses to get the maximum benefit. So it is ideally now ready for business owners to use in the best possible way. They continuously keep working on it to get you guys and us, all of us, the best results when it comes to being a business owner, using all these features, selling it directly from our shop, things like that. So it is built for businesses. That's why I really recommend this platform. So when it comes to effort, again, lower than YouTube. It's comparable to Instagram. Short form content works really well here, so you can go ahead with that. The results are again super fast as Instagram or Facebook do, 2 3 months, sometimes even sooner, but an average would be 2 to 3 months. Buyer intent would again be lower because it's a scroll based platform, but the discovery potential is pretty high even for new audiences. Like new creators also would see a higher discovery potential because the algorithm works in that kind of way. And again, strategy wise, it helps you build a long term business and brand. So it is amazing there as well. But the only con holding me back from using it is that for Indian creators, it's not practical to use. So, in case you are a creator based in India, you cannot use TikTok as the government guidelines don't allow that, and hence you cannot consume or create content on that platform. So, that's why I would recommend Facebook or Instagram based on who your demographic is. But otherwise, if you're international, go ahead and use TikTok as your number one platform. Cool. So my final practical decision ranking based on everything we just did would be TikTok as number one. Then it would be Instagram or Facebook, then Pinterest, then YouTube, and finally here, there, Etsy. So basically all five of these. But I would still say the best platform actually depends on your situation. So if you need the fastest reach and have access to TikTok, then go ahead with TikTok. If you're starting in India, the best platform for you, hands down, is Instagram or Facebook. If you're selling visual products, you can go ahead with Pinterest. It helps you create that memorability and brings you a consistent traffic over time. And if you want to build authority or sell higher priced products, then YouTube is an amazing platform. The only criteria is you need to be waiting for it to be monetized. And finally, if you do not want to create any sort of content and just want like a listing platform, you can go ahead with Etsy. Well, if you've reached here and are interested in using all of these platforms to sell your own digital products, then go watch my training. I've linked it in the description below. It's a free step-by-step training walking you through exactly what process you need to follow to create and sell your first digital product. It's linked in the description. Go watch it. And by the way, if till now you've chosen which platform are you going to be starting with, or you're someone who's already started creating content on, I would love to know which platform is your number one platform that you're creating content for right now in the comments below. So comment below and let me know. If you like this video and you want to know next how to use Instagram to grow and sell your digital products better, then watch this video right here next. I will see you there.